7-Up, the soda that's been up, down, and all around. It's been owned by a cigarette company, almost swallowed by Pepsi, and now it's just another brand in a big corporate family. Talk about an identity crisis. But hey, at least it's consistent. It's always been the something. Uncola, Unwanted, and now, unfortunately, mostly unknown. The soda industry is a cutthroat world of fizzy warfare, and 7-Up has the battle scars to prove it. Once a major player, it's now barely hanging on. 7-Up wasn't always the forgotten stepchild of the soda world. Back in 1929, it started life as bib label lithiated lemon lime soda.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, yeah.
The drink even contained lithium citrate, marketed as a mood-boosting tonic. But it was in the late 1960s that 7-Up really found its groove. The marketing geniuses behind the brand came up with the Uncola campaign. This wasn't just clever advertising. It was a cultural statement. While everyone else was guzzling colas, 7-Up positioned itself as the refreshing rebel. And guess what? It worked. By the 1940s, 7-Up had become the third best-selling soda in the US. Not too shabby for a drink with a number in its name. So how did 7-Up go from being top dog to underdog? Well, that's where things get interesting. Success in the soda world is as fleeting as the bubbles in your glass. And for 7-Up, trouble was brewing just around the corner. Remember how 7-Up was riding high as the refreshing rebel? Imagine being on top of the world one day and then suddenly finding yourself in a David versus Goliath situation. Except in this case, David was backed by the biggest soda company in the world. That's right. We're talking about Sprite. In 1961, Coca-Cola decided to crash the lemon lime party with their own fizzy contender. And just like that, 7-Up's bubble of success started to slowly deflate. You see, Sprite wasn't just another copycat soda. It had the full force of Coca-Cola's marketing machine behind it, and that's no small fizz. At first, 7-Up didn't seem too worried. After all, they'd been the king of clear sodas for decades, but Sprite was persistent, slowly but surely eating away at 7-Up's market share. It was like watching a soda version of a nature documentary. The young upstart gradually overtaking the established leader. But wait, there's more. Just when 7-Up thought things couldn't get any more complicated, enter Philip Morris. Yes, you read that right, the tobacco giant. In 1978, they decided to diversify their portfolio by acquiring 7-Up. Now, you might be thinking, what does a cigarette company know about selling soda? And you'd be right to ask. Turns out, not much. Philip Morris had about as much experience in the soda industry as a fish has riding a bicycle. They tried to shake things up by repositioning 7-Up as the caffeine-free alternative. Which sounds great on paper, right? Except for one tiny detail. People already knew 7-Up didn't have caffeine. It's like trying to sell water as the wet alternative to, well, water. This marketing misfire didn't just fall flat. It fizzled out spectacularly. Consumers were left scratching their heads, wondering why 7-Up was suddenly making a big deal out of something that had always been true. It's like if your best friend suddenly started bragging about having 2 eyes. You'd be more confused than impressed. Meanwhile, Sprite was gaining ground faster than a hyperactive kid on a sugar rush. Coca-Cola was pumping resources into their new lemon lime darling, and it was paying off. 7-Up found itself slipping from its pedestal, watching helplessly as Sprite climbed the ranks, but the hits just kept on coming. By the late 1980s, 7-Up was in a full-blown identity crisis. It wasn't just Sprite they had to worry about anymore. Pepsi decided to join the party with Slice, a lemon lime soda that boasted 10% fruit juice. Because apparently, what the world needed was a slightly more fruity version of the same thing. All of this left 7-Up in a precarious position. Once the cool, rebellious alternative to cola, it now found itself struggling to stand out in a sea of clear, bubbly copycats. The brand that had once boldly declared itself the Uncola was now just another can in the crowd. Philip Morris, realizing they were in over their heads, started looking for a way out. The tobacco giant was losing tens of millions of dollars on 7-Up, and after just 8 years, they were ready to tap out. It turns out that selling cigarettes and selling soda require very different skills. Who knew? As Philip Morris scrambled to offload 7-Up, a new chapter in the soda's story was about to unfold. Imagine a billion-dollar game of ping pong with 7-Up as the ball. Who would end up holding the paddle, and at what cost to the once mighty Uncola? The year was 1986, and 7-Up found itself at the center of a high-stakes corporate tug-of-war. Pepsi, eager to expand its empire, set its sights on acquiring the lemon lime brand. It seemed like a match made in soda heaven. Pepsi's marketing muscle combined with 7-Up's unique flavor profile. But the Federal Trade Commission had other ideas. They swiftly blocked the deal, citing antitrust concerns. After all, letting Pepsi gobble up 7-Up would have given them a little too much fizz in the soft drink market. With Pepsi out of the picture, 7-Up didn't stay on the shelf for long. An investment group, led by Hicks and Haas, swooped in, snagging the brand for a cool $240 million. But that was just the beginning of 7-Up's wild ride through corporate America. Just 2 years later, in 1988, 7-Up found itself walking down the aisle with Dr. Pepper. The two brands merged to create a new company valued at $1.3 billion. On paper, it looked like a brilliant move. By joining forces, they hoped to create a soda superpower that could stand toe-to-toe with the likes of Coke and Pepsi. Despite the big promises and even bigger price tag, 7-Up struggled to find its place in this new soda family. While Dr. Pepper enjoyed steady growth, 7-Up seemed to lose its sparkle. The brand that once boldly declared itself the Uncola was now playing second fiddle to its spicy step-sibling. It turns out that being part of a power couple doesn't guarantee you'll shine equally bright, but the corporate carousel wasn't done spinning yet. In 1995, Cadbury Schweppes decided to add some fizz to its chocolate empire by acquiring Dr. Pepper/7-Up for a whopping $1.7 billion. Suddenly, our lemon-lime friend found itself rubbing shoulders with dairy milk bars and cream eggs. Talk about an identity crisis. This move further diluted 7-Up's unique brand identity, turning it into just another can in a vast sea of beverages. Feeling the pressure to stay relevant, 7-Up underwent its first formula change in 1998. The goal? To attract younger consumers with a stronger lemon-lime flavor. But tinkering with a classic recipe is always a risky move. For many loyal fans, this shift marked the beginning of the end for the 7-Up they knew and loved. Fast forward to 2008, and 7-Up found itself caught up in another corporate shuffle. Cadbury Schweppes spun off its beverage division, creating the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Once again, 7-Up was just one of many brands in a large portfolio, its individual spotlight dimming with each passing year. The final act in this corporate drama came in 2018 when Keurig Green Mountain acquired the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Now 7-Up shares a home with everything from coffee pods to root beer. It's a far cry from its days as the rebellious Uncola, standing proud and independent. You might think 7-Up's glory days are long gone, but here's a fizzy little secret. Despite holding less than 3% of the soda market, it's still bringing in some serious cash. How does a brand go from rebel to wallflower and still make bank? Well, it turns out that even in the world of soft drinks, there's life after stardom. Let's crunch some numbers. As of 2022, 7-Up's market share had fizzled down to less than 3% of the soda market. That's a far cry from its heyday, when it was the third best-selling soda in the US. But here's the kicker. This supposedly declining brand still generates nearly $1 billion in annual sales. That's right, billion with a B. It's like finding out your quirky aunt who never leaves the house is secretly a millionaire. So how does this work? Well, it's a testament to the power of brand recognition and loyalty. Even though 7-Up isn't dominating billboards or TV screens like it used to, it still has a dedicated fan base. These are the folks who grew up with the Uncola and still reach for that familiar green bottle when they're craving something crisp and refreshing. It's nostalgia in a can, and nostalgia sells. But 7-Up isn't content to just coast on its past glory. In 2023, the brand decided it was time for a little carbonated comeback. They launched new campaigns focused on what they call refreshing upliftment. It's a feel-good message that aims to capture the essence of what made 7-Up special in the first place, that crisp, clean, refreshing taste that sets it apart from the cola crowd. And because no soda brand can ignore the health-conscious consumer these days, 7-Up also introduced a sugar-free version called 7-Up Zero Sugar. It's their attempt to appeal to folks who want the taste without the guilt. Think of it as the Uncola's slimmer, fitter cousin. The brand has also been working on its looks, redesigning packaging and tweaking marketing strategies to appeal to a younger demographic. It's like watching your dad try to be cool at a high school party. A little awkward, but you've got to admire the effort. But here's the million-dollar question, or should we say billion-dollar question. Will any of this actually work? So far, these efforts haven't led to a major turnaround. It turns out that in the cutthroat world of sodas, it takes more than a fresh coat of paint and a catchy slogan to reclaim your throne. The truth is, 7-Up is facing an uphill battle. Consumer preferences are shifting away from traditional sodas, and the market is crowded with alternatives, from sparkling waters to energy drinks. Plus, with giants like Coca-Cola and Pepsi dominating shelf space and advertising, it's tough for a smaller brand to break through the noise. So where does this leave our lemon-lime friend? Is 7-Up destined to be a billion-dollar bench warmer, or could it fizz its way back to the top? The brand's future is as clear as its signature drink, which is to say not very. But one thing's for sure, 7-Up's journey from king of the Uncolas to underdog survivor is a fascinating case study in brand resilience. Here's a twist. What if 7Up's decline wasn't just about changing tastes, but a case of forgetting what made it special in the first place? The answer to 7Up's future might be hidden in its own past. You see, 7Up's journey from king of the Uncolas to underdog survivor isn't just a tale of fizzy fortunes. It's a carbonated case study in brand management, offering some seriously refreshing lessons for anyone trying to stay relevant in a changing market. Remember when 7Up was the cool rebel standing out from the cola crowd? That uniqueness was its superpower. But somewhere along the way, as it changed hands faster than a hot potato at a family picnic, 7Up lost sight of what made it special. It's like they forgot their own secret recipe for success. But here's the thing, that forgotten identity might just be the key to 7Up's comeback. Think about it. In a world where every other soda is trying to be the next big thing, maybe there's room for a brand that embraces its roots. After all, nostalgia is a powerful force. Just ask anyone who's ever spent way too much money on a toy from their childhood on eBay. So, what if 7Up leaned into its heritage as the original Uncola, not in a dusty, old-fashioned way, but by reimagining what being the alternative could mean for today's consumers? Maybe it's about tapping into the trend for natural ingredients, or positioning itself as the refreshing choice for people who are tired of the same old options. Of course, it's not just about looking back. 7Up needs to find a way to make its legacy relevant to a new generation. That might mean targeting niche markets or creating limited edition flavors that play on its lemon-lime base. Imagine a craft soda approach, where 7Up becomes the go-to mixer for artisanal cocktails, or the secret ingredient in hip, health-conscious mocktails. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't going to be easy. 7Up is up against some serious heavy hitters in the soda world. It's like being the indie band trying to get airtime when pop stars dominate the radio. But you know what? Sometimes it's the underdogs that end up creating the most passionate fan bases. The real question is, can 7Up pull off this balancing act? Can it honor its past while innovating for the future? It's a challenge that goes beyond just one soda brand. It's about how any company can stay true to its core identity while evolving with the times. 7Up's story raises some bigger questions about the future of niche brands in a market dominated by conglomerates. As consumers, do we really want a world where our choices are limited to a few big names? Or is there value in having a diverse marketplace with brands that cater to different tastes and preferences? Think about it. Every time a unique brand gets swallowed up by a bigger company or fades into obscurity, we lose a little bit of variety in our lives. It's like a soda fountain with only 2 flavors. Sure, they might be good flavors, but where's the fun in that? So maybe, just maybe, 7Up's underdog status isn't a weakness. Maybe it's an opportunity. An opportunity to show that there's still room for brands that dare to be different, that aren't afraid to zig when everyone else is zagging. So what's the final verdict on 7Up? Well, it's a fizzy tale of ups and downs, that's for sure. From its days as the rebellious Uncola to its current status as a billion-dollar underdog, 7Up's journey is a cautionary tale about the importance of staying true to your brand identity. But here's the thing. In the ever-changing world of consumer tastes, today's has been could be tomorrow's comeback kid. 7Up's future might just lie in its past, by rediscovering what made it special in the first place. Maybe there's still room for a brand that dares to be different in a market dominated by giants. Only time will tell if 7Up can reclaim its fizzy throne or if it'll remain a nostalgic footnote in soda history. But one thing's for certain, its story serves up some valuable lessons about brand management and the cyclical nature of success in the business world.